here we are. All right, we're going live right this minute. Good afternoon, world. Here is Bantu TV, and I'm live and direct from Indianapolis, Indiana. As you know, every Sunday, my name is Kalinda. We go over some burning issues from the motherland. We all sit up here and talk our lungs out of the many issues affecting our people back home every Sunday afternoon. And as we wait for more people to join in, let's bring in the few that are here today, and we are appreciating your time joining in. Shall we start with you, PM? Tell me where you are joining this live broadcast from, and welcome to Bantu TV. PM. Okay. I guess it's muted. You can unmute yourself, PM. You also just listening in, getting all texts from Zambia right now. I don't know what's going on with the network in Zambia. People are telling me they're having a hard time joining in. What's going on over there, Zambia, with the network? All right. We have also here Mr. who could be my Bululu Shivalanga, who is here saying he's only listening in, but hopefully he can pop off at some point and give us his views on the many topics that we have lined up for you today. And there's no easy way to start up the show when you're all as you wait for people to join in. Time doesn't wait for everyone, so we just have to jump in like we do every Sunday. So of the many topics that we have today, it's about what happened this morning on the Copper Belt. It looks like Zambians finally are waking up from a deep slumber here. As regards to the members of parliament, Quarter East member of parliament this morning received a shocker in a UCZ church of the Copper Belt, where the congregants absolutely denied him in front of the president. Oh my goodness. I mean, I saw the clip. I was just like, what's going on? This is not true. It's probably AI. I had to verify with some people we had in the church, saying no, when they introduced him. What was his name again? The MP, Charles Blank, I guess that was his name. The MP there, Kwacha East MP. When it was being introduced by the man at the pulpit as the member of parliament, people said no, in front of the president, in front of the Republican president. What an embarrassment! I mean, what's going on? These people, they get elected to serve the people, right? And as soon as they get into office, all their promises are out of the window. They don't visit their constituency. Some people don't even. I mean, I think that makes it easier for these MPs, isn't it? He's brought in this CDF and given them 38 million kwacha from 1.6 or 5 during the PF time, just to develop their constituencies, give the people what they need the most. And what do you do, guys? You get elected, get into your vehicles, and you don't even look behind your mirrors, and you drive all the way to Lusaka. Make Parliament Motel your home, do all kinds of sordid things over there, and forget the people. And now that time doesn't wait for everyone. Elections are just around the corner. We barely have. We are just under a year, and here we are. barely under a year, you are not finally have woken up from this slumber, and you're trying to get your constituencies, and the people are denying your existence in front of the president. What an embarrassment! And how about I bring in my regular, the one and only, my resident PS. Welcome back. My resident PS, Vakazia, welcome back. He's probably fishing. Who knows what's going on in Canada? But
I'll go in like 1 minute. I'll be able to join in.
Okay, no problem. So anyway, yeah, we're talking about the member of Parliament for Kwacha East who was denied, and I repeat, denied in front of the president.
You know what, Karinda, that man is not going to sleep tonight. It was very, very embarrassing. If I were him, I would not, I would not close my eyes in the night, because he knows that his seat is, his time is over.
Right.
Yeah, because that was really shameful.
Shameful, absolutely. I mean, in front of the Republican president, and first of all, he's UPND, isn't he? Isn't this the guy who took over from Joe Malanji?
I think he is.
I mean, he's barely been an MP for a year, isn't it? Wasn't that election last year? I think so.
I think so. Yeah.
I mean, oh my goodness!
It was a by-election, yes.
Yeah, he took that seat from a by-election, and imagine that. Oh my goodness! And the people, everybody just said no. You
saw when the other MP from a different section was introduced.
Yeah.
That's the response that he should have gotten. But for him, it was no.
Yeah, in his own backyard. Imagine. I mean, it's like a father. I mean, there's a family reunions, and then somebody's introducing the father to the rest of the family members, and the kids are saying no. Let's just imagine that. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe what happened to that MP. I mean, if I was him, I would just resign on moral grounds.
Exactly.
If they deny you, what do you have to offer? Are you going to force your way? I mean, the party, are they going to close their eyes to people's reactions? And those are public reactions, right? Are they going to adopt him to run elections again next year? Is that what we're talking about here? Is he going to run again amidst all the public humiliation? I mean, if I was him, I should just take my gratuity. That should be his retirement money, and just sing kumbaya. Why would you put yourself for re-election when people are denying you in public? Somebody answer that question. Why would you put yourself up for, to another humiliation at the ballot box? Let me bring in PM. Are you ready to speak? PM? Okay, he's probably just listening in. But anyway, we welcome everybody. Are you going to put yourself on another pedestal of humiliation? Zambians.
I'm back on, Bakalina. What's your question?
We are talking about that MP by Charles Mlenga in Kwacha East. Did you see the video?
Yes, I did.
I mean, is he going to put himself up for re-election if you are humiliated in front of your boss, the president?
But you remember, he's a fluke. He shouldn't have been MP. He was a quick fix by, I think, UPN. I'll accuse you on that one.
I knew it.
I'm going to accuse you on this one, Vakadin. That will definitely accuse you guys. That was a quick fix. That guy should not have seen to be even there. And the members are right. That guy, even the time He didn't campaign. He was literally thrown in there and campaigned for. He doesn't have the spine to be a member of parliament. You guys know that. I don't even know why people were surprised. Me, I wasn't surprised because I know the guy doesn't have what it takes. It was a very big shoes to fill in after Marangi left after Marangi, that dubious kind of arrangement that Marangi suffered. So he really have to find a Marangi equivalent, but he's gonna have a problem. And you are right; he doesn't need to rely for that. You should find someone else.
Yeah, he just needs something else to do. I mean, I absolutely agree. He just needs something else to do. Well, let me bring in my handsome, nosy husband, the dog. I hope he's not at the beach today. Doc,
No, I'm home.
welcome back.
I'm
Welcome,
home.
welcome. You at the beach? Don't tell me you're
No,
at the beach,
He's
husband.
always, he's always enjoying on
I'm
the
home.
beach.
I'm home. Getting ready for Monday.
Oh, okay. Fantastic. Fantastic. So I know you're just joining in, but we are discussing the humiliation suffered at the hands of those congregants at UCZ on the Copper Belt today by that member of parliament from Kwacha East.
Yeah,
Uh, I mean,
it's very very sad to see that, but I'm not surprised as a Zambian because this is very common. Our politicians always just go to their constituencies. Most, not all of them, but most of them go to their constituencies only when they want a vote, and after the vote, they disappear. So it's very disappointing though. But I just hope that the president was listening because he was busy talking. When I looked at it, he was busy talking to the priest next to him. I wonder whether he got what was going on in the church when they were sort of disagreeing when the guy was being introduced. So such type of behavior, because the president doesn't know that these MPs is what they're doing. He thinks they're always in their constituencies and spearheading the developmental projects that he's talking about. But these guys are just busy in Parliament or motel. They are drinking beer every day. That's
exactly.
that's all they are doing. They are in Lusaka Parliament Motel. That place should be closed. I don't even understand why they do. They are, instead of being Katete in wherever,
Yes.
they are in Lusaka Parliament Motel.
Yes.
If you go to Parliament Motel, it's party after party, party after party. Every day there are people just drinking beer there. It's very very sad, very very sad, and we have allowed this to go. It has become a tradition of our parliament. It's like people get elected to be in Parliament Motel rather than being in their constituencies. So to me, that Parliament Motel thing should be closed. If I had my powers to do that, I would close that thing. No more MPs spending 9 months of their tenure in Parliament Motel. It's crazy. I'm telling you, it's not right. But
I
yeah,
I
I
I I
yeah,
agree.
I
Totally, I
hope
agree.
I hope they don't adopt him. In my view, is my MP, my party, but I wouldn't want my party to adopt him again this coming elections. He should be taken, get rid, because that's a testimony that this guy was never with the people. So there's nothing much we can. We don't need any more evidence as a party. That guy should not be adopted in that constituency. We should find somebody else. Thank you.
I mean, why leave it to the party? Why, from your own conscience, just resign? Your people have rejected you in front of your own boss. I mean, what other things do you need to just say, look, I give up. Let me collect my little pension money from Parliament and I sing Kumbaya. Why are
Yeah,
you going to force it on the party structure to adopt you again? Why not resign?
they have no consciousness. They have no political consciousness. If I am booed like that in front of that guy was never in the constituency, never. So it's a testimony. I know some MPs are spending a lot of time in their constituencies, like our MP Monsanje is always there.
Oh yes,
But
absolutely.
I know there are some bad MPs in our ruling party, also in opposition party, opposition MPs, ruling MPs. To me, when it comes to MPs, because taxpayers pay them, whether they are regardless of which political party they belong to. To me, I don't bring any political divide amongst the MPs. When you are elected and as an MP, you should be there for the people. You
Right.
should be championing the development of environmental projects in that way. But don't come and sit in Parliament Motel for the whole time and then go there when you want to be re-elected. So this message applies to both ruling party MPs and opposition MPs, and
Right.
I know it's very common in both camps.
Right. I mean, he's lost it. He's lost it. Well, let's bring in PM. If PM doesn't have anything to say on this subject, we move on to the next topic at hand, shall we? PM.
I am certainly in support with what Dani has said. You see, Parliament Motel should be closed. Really, we should transform it into something else. And you know, it's just a fact. Those guys, there's nothing that they do at that Parliament Motel. They should be paying for their own stay in Lusaka. You know, if we were paying them and say you will find your place where to stay when you are there, they will actually even take the debate seriously, because they will also be thinking about the cost of staying in Lusaka. So, but then on that one, I think I support you, and I think we must do slightly more to make sure that the MPs are accountable to what is giving them.
Oh yeah. I mean, I agree with both of you gentlemen. I mean, for me, back in the day when I was a roving reporter, I needed to get a story, whatever it takes. I used to go to Parliament Motel. I used to be invited, not for any other extracurricular activities, was purely to meet my sources, do my interview, have my 1/4 beer, 1 or 2, and then get out of there. And then I go to submit my stories at the office. And what I saw there is not different than what's going on obtaining right now. So now, in my old age, I have chosen to, if you are a friend of mine, you're a member of Parliament, or whatever the case might be, and you invite me to come to Parliament Hotel or whatever you call motel, whatever that is, I have refused to go there. I said, if we are going to meet, let's meet elsewhere, but not Parliament Motel, because I don't want to see that. I don't want to see that, because like the two of you have stated, that's a den of sins, as my friend, may so rest in peace, used to say in his satirical writings, Mind Over Matter in the Post. Anybody remember Jokoto Adam? May so rest in peace. That is term. Parliament Motel is a den of sin. So shall we leave that there and move on to the next topic at hand? And the topic is actually was echoed by the president today, because I mean, during the week I did get a number of complaints from our local farmers about the delay in getting payments over their produce. I don't know what's going on over there at FRA, because we heard as early as last month the government had pumped in money for this payment. What's going on, FRA? What's going on? What is that young man who is the CEO over there now? What's his name again? Let me remember his name. Oh, God, the pressure of it. He's also from actually Mumbai, if I'm not mistaken. What is his name? The colored-looking boy. What is his name? Of course, there's a terminology here. They are not colored. They're all black people. It's just a shade of skin. What's his name? Dr. Dana, remind me, that young boy. Wait, what did I say boy? Young man, excuse my French. Young man, what's his name again? The new CEO at FRA. What? Am I talking to myself?
Are you talking about the guy who was at DMM, whatever they call it?
Yes. What's his name?
That DMMU, whatever they call that.
Yeah.
Gabriel Poland.
Yeah, Gabriel Poland. What's going on with this payment? I was trying to get somebody from FRA to come and talk to us on that, because the president talked about it today. I mean, I mean, I don't even know how to say this, gentlemen. I mean, the president makes this pronouncement. Why are these people not acting on this pronouncement? I mean, if I was a president, I'll be firing in all cylinders. I mean, this is less than a year before elections. What's going on? Because, yeah, somebody maybe who served in government as PS. What? I mean, when the president makes these orders, why aren't the civil servants acting on them? Money is released last month, and the farmers are complaining about not getting paid, even after they take their produce to the FRA. What's going on? Explain it to us, Bakazia.
You see, the problem has been that at times the president will make a pronouncement, but maybe the Minister of Finance is not ready with the monies. So you would say, for instance, oh, I want all these people be paid by such a time, like, okay, as soon as possible. Probably doesn't even put the dates. So, which means finance now has to prepare the money to pay. Now, at times the president can run and say this is a presidential directive, but that presidential directive must be backed by the finances that are in our treasury. So, in cases where the money has not been sufficiently raised for the month, they will have to wait. So, even when the president has said that, okay, can we run fast on this, it may not actually come to that. Not that there is someone ignoring the presidential directive. No, it's just those financial challenges that may arise. The only problem comes is when the money is available, it is given, and then probably Minister of Finance does not put a priority to the presidential directive, and then they run away and do something else. That is when the president can really act on it. And it is an indicative, again, if the president says something and it's not being done, it's an indicative that but they did our president, it means that they don't take him seriously. And as long as he makes a pronouncement, first one, they ignore it, doesn't act. Again, they make another one, doesn't act. Everyone starts to think that it's okay that the president will just be talking. And that is what lands the president usually in trouble, because then their statements cannot be backed by action, not because they mean they have ill intention on those decisions, but only that people are not reacting quick enough, and at times they know that there will be no consequences if they don't do what the president has said. So those are some of the challenges that arise when the president has made the pronouncement and it's not being followed.
Yeah, but the Minister of Finance is on record having released this money last month. I mean, it just doesn't make any sense. Why are farmers complaining? Why should we go back to the years of yesteryears when farmers would go 2 years without getting paid? What's going on? Dr. Dunning, please chip in as a veteran, as an expert in your field.
No, it has nothing to do with it. This is a foreign area for me. But I was talking to my cousin, because I have a cousin who is still doing some farming in Shikatende there.
Yes.
And what he told me, because he was asking money from me, and I told him, you should be loaded now. You're a farmer. And what he told me was that when he took the money to the nearest FRI depot, they told him that we cannot buy your maize right now, unless if you want, leave it, because we don't have money yet. That's according to my cousin Meguta. So he had the choice. He had traveled from his village to it's very close. It's very close to FRI, but he had to pay He had some costs in cards, to get these bags to the depot. And when you arrive there, they say, we can weigh your maize, we can do everything, but we don't have money to give you right now. So if you want, leave it. We'll call you when the money arrives. So yes, there's something there where the money is not in these small little depots in the rural areas. But I think the money, once it has been released centrally from the Ministry of Finance, I think it takes time to trickle down to the depot in Shikatende. I think that process is the one that needs to be questioned and to be quickened, because exactly what I've said is what my cousin told me. They said, I'm broke, I grew maize, yes, I took it to the depot. I have a receipt, but they'll call me when the money arrives. So where is this money? Which the red tapes? This is one thing about, maybe Bajandagazia can come in here. The government red tapes, and that's the problem. Where for the money to arrive, she attended to have to pass maybe 20 offices. 20. It will come from Minister of Finance, from the minister's office to the director's office to the permanent secretary's office, from the permanent secretary's office. Within the ministry, there are 20 officers. And from there, another ministry, another 20 officers. By the time it arrives in Shikatende, it is 5 months from now, 7 months from now. The red tape. And the HH has talked about this red tape. And he used to talk about red tape in opposition. We should cut down on these things. By the way, did you hear what his colleague said in Botswana, the Botswanan president? He talked about the red tape. He said that there will be no more of these red tapes in the government. For him, the maximum we can do is 2 offices in Botswana. Two officers. 1, 2, boom, done. The government thing is gone. So his colleague has cut down on these red tapes. And red tapes is what makes us get corrupt. Because for money to move from one office to another, to another, to another, to another, people start stealing. By the time it arrives at the destination, it's no longer the same amount. So please, let's cut on that red tape. I know that as it's happening, and it's true, the farmers on the ground are not getting paid, despite the Minister of Finance said we have released the money for the farmers for this season. So it's very sad. It's very sad. Thank you.
So, just to quickly address that aspect which Wadan has raised, which is very true, Wadan. The red tape is there. But you see, even the Minister of Finance, when he's making those pronouncements, he's aware about the red tape. The only way you deal with the red tape is, first of all, deal with the law. Remove the red tapes by the law. You can't remove red tapes by pronouncements. It doesn't work. Because the president would say, oh, I want this paid by tomorrow. But if there is no law backing that up, it's not going to happen. Because when it runs at my office as a civil servant, I check it to say, oh, the president wants me to pay, but this what wants me to pay has not been approved. So who is supposed to approve? Oh, the PS must approve. Oh, this person must approve. So the moment that you don't deal with the law, the red tapes continue and continue. And the red tapes at times are there because that is what protects public finances. It's the red tape itself. Because if you give one person, that person gets overwhelmed and becomes corrupt. And then when you give him too much power and too much money, everything goes wayward. So that is one of the challenges that comes. Let's deal with the law to remove the red tape, and let's see, once we deal with the law, actually everything else falls in place. Because now, when the president says it, who is it going to go to, and what is going to happen? The civil servants, we don't act because the president has said. We act because the law says so. If there is no law that is backing the presidential directive, nothing will happen, even if he says it. Because I don't want to be in trouble after the president is gone, because the president doesn't pay anything, doesn't sign on anything. Him once he said, you can't say, oh, the president said, therefore I paid. The president, when the president has spoken, doesn't tell you to say, disobey the law. You see, that is one of the challenges that is there. If the president can tell you to say, oh, I want this done by tomorrow. But if there's no law backing up with that action, you can't do it. You have to go back secretly through the government system. That's why you never hear anyone from the public open their mouth, even to tell you what the challenges are right now to pay. Even Gabriel cannot come on this forum and say, oh, these are the challenges. It's because of that limitation that is placed on it. So you have to go underground and say, hey, boss, you made this pronouncement, but this is a challenge. Unless we address this, and we're supposed to address this, if you're going to call people in one meeting and then say, okay, this one takes his action, and then we execute, that way it makes matters easier. But it's not something that is very, very easy when we don't change the rules are done. So you're right, the red tape is there, and it actually gets in the way of doing things. That is very true. But we need to work on the legal framework.
I mean, in that case, there are red tapes everywhere. I mean, let me bring in this example. So last year, as everybody know, I was in Zambia. So one of the things that I do when I go to Zambia, like if I'm Livingston, I'm going to go to my father's final resting place. I'll go place flowers. So this time around, when I went, I found his tombstone was in pieces. And so when I asked around, they said, "Oh, this area is now frequently being occupied by elephants. So a lot of tombstones here are being destroyed by elephants. And if your father's final resting place is an area where these elephants have earmarked it for their path, then it will always be in tatters. Even if you rehabilitate it, you make a new one, it's going to be the same thing." So then I decided, well, because then I'm also looking at the way Livingston is developing and everything else. So, I mean, I won't be surprised if 2 years down the road, I hear somebody has sold off that land to some Chinese investor, and all those, graves are, a thing of yesterday. So I just decided, well, we're just going to, repatriate his remains back to the village in Shikatende, so he can go and rest with his mother in our family burial grounds. And so we started the paperwork last year in April. Do you know that even now, those paperwork, we are only just getting to the end of it, almost 2 years later from last April? And the only reason that they have moved, it's because sorry to say this, but that's a Zambian way. You have to part away with some kwachas. So your letter can be taken from this office to that office for that minister to sign and then sent back to wherever it needs to go. So when you talk about the red tapes, I think it's more about how much somebody's hands need to be oiled before they do anything. The whole thing about patriotism or doing the right thing in Zambia, I think is gone. That's how I feel about it. Who was about to come next before I jumped on here?
Me, I was trying to say, the red tape. If someone just signing the thing and then it moves on to the next office, it's okay. But what I know about government, for example, in the Ministry of Livestock, when you sign, before you sign that thing, there should be a meeting held. A committee has to sit, then they discuss that same issue. From one office, they will have to discuss that issue before it's signed, passed on to the next office. So it's not only a signature required, actually, it's meetings required. And some of these offices, they meet once every 4 months. Okay? So that issue will be in that department for 4 months, waiting for that departmental meeting to occur, for them to discuss that issue. In the meantime, a farmer in Katete is waiting for his money. So it's ridiculous for us to have this type of. They are just so. I've just like you, Bakalinda. I've just finished our title deed thing. Oh my God, it took three years now. 3 years for my title deed to come out. 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
3 years from the beginning, from the headman up to now. Last week when I got it from Minister of Lands, 3 years has passed, and it's because of this. The council meets once. The Mumba District Council meets every 3 months to discuss title deeds. Once every 3 months, and if you miss that opportunity when they meet to discuss those title deeds, they will meet another one. So government, come on, we can do better than this. So that's what I wanted to say. Meetings. It's not a matter of someone signing and authorizing. These things have to go through committee meetings. It's crazy. Thank you.
Right. Unless somebody wants to chip in here before we move on to the next topic, which I think we're going to stay, because it's a human rights topic, we'll stay on it for forever. Like I say.
I think, I think we all have known, like I'm saying, what would be the solution if we looked at going forward? It has to do with Radani, as we are saying, everything you said is correct. But it can never happen without changing the legal framework or the policy framework that we're having. It can't be done. So you find that, because I remember I was authorizing certain payments. In fact, all the payments that the minister was doing to over the tune of 1 billion kwacha was passing through the office. But you see also it is the proactivity, how proactive the permanent secretary is in that ministry. Because if you are such a PS who doesn't trust the systems that you put in place and does not trust delegation, you want everything to be done by you, you get choked. And that is what causes things to delay. Because if you have systems that are very clear, you have a committee, you are on top of the committee to make sure that once You see, when the president is talking, like I've told you done before, when the president is talking, the technocrats must be listening and start to operationalize what he has said. If the technocrats do not have the capacity, at times it roots back to the capacity of knowing these civil service procedures. Because if you know them, you're not going to start having the whole loop of consultation. Or at times it has even to go to the Attorney General to give an opinion on something that must be decided in the ministry. But when you have the experience and they are being proactive to make sure that your systems are working, it becomes easy. There are payments that would delay because you've sent to the secretary to treasury for authorization. For instance, I think where we had run some an advert, a certain procurement on the Labor Day and things like that. But because of the way the financing was arranged, we had to write back to the secretary to treasury to give us authorization to use the money in the way we were suggesting. It took 1 month before it came back from secretary to treasury for us to execute. So it is really how we make around the legal framework. If we do not tickle it to suit what the government wants to achieve, we will continue complaining around it. It is never going to happen. So we just need to work on the framework, the legal framework, and then, all the red tapes will be taken care of.
All right. Hopefully, those in high offices are listening to all these suggestions over here. I mean, it shouldn't really take. Yeah, let's get the the framework done. Let the law, tax costs, but please, just be considerate of your fellow Zambians. They're human beings just like you. I mean, they have worked 8 months to grow this produce, and then all they're trying to do is get their money so they can take care of their families. And the next season is just around their corner. I mean, our traditional farmers rely on this money so they can buy the the inputs and this pay up workers that they need to farm.
I wanted to say something which caught my ear when you said unfortunately your dad's tombstone was destroyed by elephants.
Yes.
From my veterinary perspective, the reason why wild animals come and encroach human settlements and stuff like that is because of boredom. It's called boredom. I've been suggesting, you can give wildlife toys to play with in their world. You put those unbreakable balls in there. The elephants will never come near your house or come to. So when they come to the graveyard there, to them it's a play. That's a play method of destroying those things and what, because they don't have toys. So it's very easy. Here in the wild, they put toys for wild animals to play with. You go and drop those balls which are not breakable. The lions, all these wild animals will not bother you. They will be playing on their own there. They will be playing football in the wild. So that's something we can do in Zambia. It's very easy. We can drop a few toys for these wild animals never to bother us near our homes. They come there. When they destroy a hut, when you see them come, destroy this, push that, to them it's play time. They don't have toys. So let's do that, Zambia. It's easy. Just invest $200, $300 of unbreakable balls and stuff like that in the wild, and those animals will never come near your settlements. Okay?
Easy. Are you serious, Doc?
I'm 100% serious.
You see,
it's called enrichment. It's called environmental enrichment of wildlife. Google it. Okay.
Yes.
Look at what Jasper Daniel said, which makes so much sense. And it is such expertise that when he says like that, to say but Daniel didn't just say that he's a guru in this area.
Yes, so we know that.
We must be able to say, okay, how can we tap into what he has said and try to operationalize it even at small scale and see how it works out and roll it out? Because you find that such a thing would go a long way. Imagine how many national parks that we have and animal and human conflict. So the solution lies in what he just said. I did know about that, Wadan, and I wish I did.
Environmental enrichment for these wild animals.
Look at that is brilliant. I've learned something today, and I hope other people that are listening learn something from that.
now,
the destruction of a graveyard was nothing to do with he was what? No, he was playing. The elephant was trying to have fun with. So
have fun over somebody's tombstone. We spent thousands of kwacha for that tombstone to be
but he had
destroyed
nothing
like
else to
that.
do. He saw that as an entertainment thing. He was just pushing it up and down and doing this. But if he had those toys in the bush, he wouldn't have come. And
I think it's more so also. Yeah, I mean, I get the animals being bored, but it's also a question. I think there's been an overpopulation of elephants in Livingston because when I used to live there, even the resident PS will agree with me. When have you ever heard of an elephant back as here? All the way from where we used to see them, frequently. They were around the Livingston National Park or Zambezi River there, by Vic Falls. Those are their natural habitat. And then going up maybe somewhere near Mukuni village there. But they'll never come this way. All the way down to the Livingston Teacher Training College. I mean, I've never seen when I was growing up in that area.
You will see, there is also the increase in the numbers of elephants that are actually crossing into Zambia now. From now between
Yes.
so that increase, and also remember how the human settlement was at the time. You see, there was so much
building in their habitat. Yeah.
Yeah, habitat was really, really big. Remember, the last portion was that David Livingstone, garden. That was the last portion. All that go the way into the falls to Zambezi. We didn't have people there. Now, look at how people go. They've gone all the way to the rail line there. To the gate of the main entrance into the park. There is all now the residential houses. So they've kind of also, as people, we've encroached on their space. So once they start to find places where they can go, they end up getting into there, and you know how the elephants are. Like what Dan is saying, now I even agree with Dan because, I used to wonder why, if you go at the courtyard there, every time they put a structure there, the elephant will break it.
Yeah.
And they will be like, it's in the path, everything that was put in their path, it's like something to play. And what Dan is right, because you find it, this elephant just pushes it or sits on it just for fun of it. He just sits down and then it goes.
Yeah.
So I think it makes a lot of sense what Dan has said.
It's encroachment, but let's give the little space they have entertaining. Let's put something for them to be occupied with.
I agree.
All right, Dr. Johnny, I'll agree with you, but I think it's a two-way scenario going on here. We need to sit down with the department in charge of the wildlife, suggest dropping toys in their national habitats. But I can guarantee, I think we also need to crop these animals. The number just exploded.
I hope nobody said that was your father coming back in the form of an elephant.
No, I think the numbers are quite high. I mean, based when I used to live there in the 90s. I mean, we used to see elephants, but not that many.
The protection is better now, though.
The protection is better
because there's no market for ivory anywhere in the world. So whether you kill an animal, you will not sell it anywhere. So
so that and so we need to crop them or take them, take them to other areas which needs them. That had elephants and no longer had elephants. Take them to those areas. And just maintain a number to live in harmony with human beings. That's what I'm saying. Did you say was it 2 weeks ago, a week ago? I was very happy about the move where they relocated some impalas from is it Western Province to Kafue and some other species from Kafue to Western Province. That's what is needed when there's an explosion. But shall we move on to this topic that I think we're going to stay on it for a long time. It's a human rights, story. I don't know whether you guys have watched a video, which I haven't seen. I promised myself because I hate what other people. I'm not going to watch it. So we had that young man,
No.
20-year-old.
It's been blocked.
It's been blocked now. Okay. That young man. What's his name again? Danny, or was his name Danny? Simfukwe, who was literally murdered at the hands of Maria Zalomes and her husband with their workers at their farm. They are alleging that the young man broke into their farm to try to harm Miss Zalomes, to pour acid on them. And then they beat him to a pulp, and so we saw this week the police moved in. They picked the husband and the 4 workers. She was left to roam the streets of Kabwe for a few more days before she was picked yesterday for basically murder, because the coroner already did his test, and he did say that the young man died from brutal, blunt injury to the head and some other, body parts. I mean, oh my God. You would think Zalomes would, I don't even know how to say this. How would you allow your workers to beat somebody to a pulp? Considering, I'm not linking the two, but I would think if my mother is a lawyer, a pronounced lawyer in Zambia, the last thing that I need is, and then take videos, and this video is going to end up on social media, you would think she would have enough sense to tell her people not to do that. Why are we here again? Granted, the young man, did break into her farm, or whatever the legal word is for, but was that really necessary to beat him in a pub? And you are even taking a video, and you're encouraging these people to do harm. Why not take that person to the police? Why? I am just affected by this. I didn't want to talk about it, but why is the question. Shall we start with you, Bakazi? With why?
It's criminal minds. That is just like, you can't just do that. I was so annoyed. No matter what someone wants to do, the issue of beating a person to death and hitting the head, you are hitting the head, and you think that nothing will happen, isn't it? If they were hitting the butt, you would know that, they will be swollen. There was muscle there. Now you are hitting the skull. And then you have the audacity to start videotaping. And what was even more disappointing was the response that came from the police. It was so disappointing. And later on, not of all the people. Surely, how do you justify that? How? In fact, the best, if you don't have anything to say, keep quiet so that you let the law take its course, rather than to jump on and start to defend something you can literally see. This guy, they've tied the legs, and he's even complaining about, even telling them, say, I'm not saying untie me, but can you loosen how you've tied these things? Both the hands and feet tied. If that person is left scot-free, it's just like now, it's man for it, himself and God for us. Because we can't. People have had people stealing at their farms and being caught. If the guy was armed, probably at the gun trying to shoot, they do that. This is a boy who was not armed. Even the acid they're talking about is not seen. They never show that, oh, here is the acid that he came with to pour on me. They simply, oh, he had acid. Where is the acid? I am so upset about that. Justice must be saved for that lady. Maria needs to go in nicely. So other people have been jailed. So he has to. She has to go in. I can't study reform. You know, you can't do that. You can't. It's just inhuman. My only question is, I would want to first find out why did Mark politicize that and say, "Oh, this is political witch hunt."
No, I mean well, let me bring in Danny. I think he wasn't trying to. I mean, I think he shouldn't have. He should have just also didn't. She shouldn't have not have said anything, because what happened is that people like Chirufia Tali, Lili Mutanzi started, you know, um, connecting Maria to the president. I mean, they are the people that started the political angle of it, which wasn't supposed to be a political angle to begin with. But they started it. So what Mark was trying to do was to, try to tell you guys not to politicize the issue while it was still under investigation. I think he spoke too soon, but let's bring Danny.
I want Dan also to address this. Maybe he might
Yeah,
address it or not.
yeah. Let's bring in Danny to.
Before Dan comes in, I just wanted to make last contribution on that. No, but Bakalinda, you see, the president, by virtue of him being in that office, everything he says is going to be politicized. It's just a fact of life. It will be politicized, but it is not everything that is worth the answering. You cannot manage to answer every person who I accused by president, someone talking about
Yeah,
it.
but it wasn't the president answering. It was Mark, the
Yes, but
UPND media director, who was
he,
trying to answer on his behalf. To
then
me, I
he,
think he should have kept quiet
then he
and
messed
let
up.
the Lord takes his course.
He messed
That's
up.
all. Yeah, but he jumped on it without you know thinking. I think he didn't think through before he jumped in. But anyway, I see where he's coming from, because he was trying to protect his boss, because the other camp was attacked, or was attacking his boss. That's what he was trying to do. But let's bring in Danny. Let's bring in Dr. Danny to
Okay, to me, HH has done a very good job of not responding to some of these things. Yeah, and I think he has learned the power. Chandagazia used to say the ECL had the power of silence, whatever. HH is doing it very well right now. He's not responding to such type of things. People talk, they want him to talk. He's quiet. Yeah, as Wakalinda said, the opposition started mentioning HH's name, like Zalomi's name, the mother's name, and all that type of thing. I think we should not do that, in the sense that she's an individual. She made very bad decision, and for us to bring in her mother, who is that human right? What is she? Human rights commissioner or whatever?
his environment, the electoral commission chairman.
Electoral commission or whatever, and then the HH. It's not right to drag them into this. Let's judge the person that did something wrong on her own. It had nothing to do with the mother. It had nothing to do with the HH. So, for people to start from the word go, start associating this case to HH and the mother, it's wrong. And that's what Marx was trying to say. This should not politics. This is an individual that has committed the crime. So let's look at it from that perspective. Let's not bring in politics. I think that's what I got from that press conference, whatever he had. Now, talking about the lady, the farmer lady, whatever they call her, the Zed's farmer, and the husband. That couple, to be honest, from the beginning they are up to no good. It's not the first time they have actually done something wrong. but they have they have been let go of the wrongdoings they've been doing. I'm told even the workers themselves are not. They are sometimes sort of abused on that farm. But this one is very serious. This one is very, very, very serious. This guy, if it is in other countries, the husband should immediately be deported right now. We shouldn't be in Zambia. Should be, deported back where he came from. It's wrong for what they did. Every Zambian is saying the same thing. There's no Zambian who is protecting them other than Mwewa. Other than Simpson building, I don't know
Oh
what.
my God.
Other than Mwewa, I listened to him. Him is supporting the lady, but it's surprising because at one time Mwewa fought that lady like crazy. They had a bad battle, the two of them. But I don't know. They forgave each other and now they're buddies.
No, but then he changed Mwewa. Mwewa changed again. Did you see his
Oh,
latest? Yes,
Mwewa's changed his stance.
yes.
Okay. The first time I heard him talk, he was really supporting the lady. No, she's not supposed to be. It's the workers, not her, and all this stuff. I said, come on, this cannot be because even if she didn't appear in the what, people are speculating that she was the one holding the camera.
He was the one talking.
And talking, she was there. So that's the thing. So you were there, you're an accomplice. And in any case, the case is based on her that they wanted to burn her face with the boiling oil. But the BBC have interviewed the lady. I don't know whether you guys have heard about it, from Botswana, the wife to that guy. The lady says, I don't know. He's still my husband, but I don't even know where he lives in Zambia. I don't even know the boy they're talking about. So they should not bring my name into this story. She refused about having sent that boy to come and pour oil on. And if you listen to the voices, basically those guys were telling him to confess that Mandani wakutuma, this oil, what. So it was just like confession under duress, so to speak. So it was not really, someone must go to jail for this. Someone must go to jail. It can't just end like this. No, that was brutal. That was brutal. In my
Now,
view, my other thing for me, what I wanted these are certain types of circumstances where I know that the boy was not a hero in the country or something. These are some type of deaths where the government should instantly go in and help the family. I would have loved the government to take the cost of that funeral immediately. They should have helped because this boy has died under very, very bad circumstances. So the government should have, whatever ministry or whatever, I don't know, government structures. To me, a Zambian who has died under such circumstances, the government should immediately take up the cost of the funeral. The family shouldn't have suffered twice for this type of thing. They should have been relieved of their suffering by the government taking over. I mean, I don't know how much funerals cost in Zambia, but I guess this is a very good example where we shouldn't just be honoring politicians and what. We want governments also to chip in when an ordinary boy like that has died under those very, very, very unfair circumstances, for the government to say, the family, you have suffered enough, we'll take over the funeral. I would have loved that to have happened. Because for us in Zambia now, the style is you have to be a PS or a minister or a president or what for the government to whatever. But I think ordinary Zambians also deserve to be honored by their government, especially when they die in such circumstances. That's all I can say. Thank you.
now,
Before you come back, Isaiah, I think for me, before you come in, I have two thoughts on this. I mean, what Doc has said about honoring Zambians that die under such a circumstance, I get it. I mean, I'm not absolving that boy's fault, because what are you doing in the night at somebody's farm to begin with?
He's an ordinary thief.
Is
That's
an
it.
ordinary thief.
It's
So
another
sometimes.
this. The economy is so hard for the young people. They have no
Oh
jobs, no nothing.
no!
But they
Let's
don't
not go
deserve
there.
to be killed that way.
No, but if you are a thief, those are sometimes in Zambia. Do you know how many thieves in Zambia are caught in the streets of Kabanana or Chawama who are burnt and killed, or left, on the precipice of dying? It's happening every day. The only difference is that with those kind of petty thieves in Chawama who are being beaten or killed, they are not being their deaths or they're not being broadcast on social media. The difference is here is that Mangala Zalome's daughter, whatever her name is, I've forgotten her now, decided to broadcast their ill intent on this young man on social media, and then we all saw it, and then the backlash that came out of it. Because I can guarantee it, if there wasn't any backlash, everybody by now would have forgotten about that boy. The only thing there's been a backlash is that Mangala Zalome's daughter, she's a renowned farmer, and her sordid affairs with all these men, and I'm even surprised they're calling that Nigerian her husband, when that man, we know that he's still married in Botswana, and he just crossed into Zambia. And come on, there is a whole dark cloud.
He crossed into Zambia with a stolen vehicle.
Yes, and somebody in Namibia is crying. He's got a family in Namibia. His kids are crying. They're not seeing their dad. And here he is hooking up with whatever her name is, Maria Zalomes, in Kabwe. He's already married in under 6 months. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, Maria? Yes, we shouldn't point at people's private whatever, but come on now. You are just coming from another divorce 6 months ago. Within 1 month of your divorce.
Mama Kopolo yabidi yangazuri. The people shall say. So what is the problem?
Come on. Okay,
Mama
I'm going off tangent here. I guess what I'm trying to say is that sometimes even the Bible is clear when it comes to things. The young man, I'm so sorry he died, but he got caught up into something that he wasn't supposed to be doing at the wrong time, in a wrong farm.
We don't even know if he was stealing, because we don't even know what he stole.
But even what are you doing at somebody's farm at whatever time it was?
Mwangara has other workers that live on the farm. Maybe he was going to one of the workers, or maybe at the girlfriend.
But there were workers who were beating him there. Yeah, one of those workers
it's not all the workers that were beating him. Some workers were. What if he was going at the girlfriend and it was a 0-1 operation that he wanted? So why should
somebody should have said, no, your boyfriend is being beaten.
No, but the point that if someone could have, not that someone did.
No. Let's not go into. The whole thing about he was caught at the wrong time in the wrong place. Unfortunately, what happened to him happened.
Maria is just a criminal. There's nothing else. There's no two ways about it. That is just criminal.
I'm not absolving her of that. I'm just saying. I'm not absolving Maria of her criminality or whatever she does, but also I'm not absolving the boy of his criminality as well.
We know what Maria did. Maria killed the boy, but we don't know what the boy did. There's no evidence of him doing what they are saying.
You are not supposed to be trespassing at somebody's farm in the middle of the night, are you?
He can't defend himself.
Huh?
He's dead. He can't defend himself.
But what's doing trespassing at somebody's farm in the middle of the night?
The questions that you and many others may not have the answers. Number one, nobody has shown us what he did. What the case? There's a case of acid. There's a case of stealing. There's a case of trespassing. What did the boy do? We don't know. We are just speculating what he could have done. And there's also the third one here, whereby he didn't do anything wrong.
he did something wrong. He
Yeah, there is
was
also
at somebody's
what is
property at the wrong time.
no,
And
but the
let's
person was,
also not calling him a boy. He's a young man.
yeah, okay, let's say this young man, let's
He's
take
an
it that
adult.
yes, he's an adult, so he might have. That's why I said, why are you discarding the point that he had an arrangement to go meet a girlfriend there?
Why didn't he say so?
No, but the question was, he given a chance to say so?
I mean, we don't know. We may never know because we just saw the video at the time when he was already bloodied up.
There's one thing that is certain. One thing which is certain, he's dead, he's killed by Maria. The other thing, the speculation as to what led to his death. Am I right? Now, I come back to one thing that I wanted to now talk about the political side of things. Because you colleagues here said, oh, the president, oh, the what. Remember that these are the things that I have been talking about in our conversations when you talk about ECF. When people beat up, when someone is shot dead, what do we say? Edgar Lungu. When something happens, when there was someone corrupt found in a picture with ECF, what do we say? ECF. When something happened, anything which was wrong within the Patriotic Front, even where the people that were doing it are known, what do? We pushed it to the presidency. Bamutanda Lumango was one of those that even stood up and said, and these are the same things that we have. This is one thing that I've said, we must move away from this kind of thinking. Because now we ingrained it at that point in time. Now, what happens? We use the same narrative which we used against ACL to say, oh, uyono mboyo, bakateka na mwishi wapo chini. Oh, uyono mboyo, banyina mwishi wapo chini. Now you guys here now say, no, we can't bring them in. We have created a pattern we must drop. And if we do not drop it in our conversations, we don't drop it as the people that we must hold the people accountable at individual level for something they've done, not collective, not pointing at HH. When the person killing is Mwangala, Maria kills someone, we point to HH. Why should we do that? Someone kills in Samansama, what do? We say Edgar Lungu have killed. Someone kills Mapenzi Chukuru, we say Edgar Lungu have killed. Someone is caught gassing, we say, oh, Edgar Lungu is gassing. So these are some of the things that I say, when we catch someone for his own action, let's treat them for their own action, not blaming someone. And this is why people commit crime, because they know that I can commit crime and it will be thrown to the president. But if he knows that when he commits crime is on his own, it is him to answer, and we are not going to assume to the presidency or any other person. If the minister Njagwa was dancing when the other cadres were calling the body of a minister. Now imagine that minister. Then we say, no, it is the president. Oh, how? So these are some of the things that I think we must be able to learn from this. Some of these things that are happening. Like when someone committed a crime, we must hold them accountable for their own crime without putting the entire group into that. So this is why you see the politics around the opposition now jumping on it and say, oh, HH, oh, Mangala Zoromis. And you will see that as we go towards the election, this is what will be the narrative if we don't stop it now. I submit to you, colleagues.
Let me bring in Mr. Jilenga. Has been too quiet. I know he's doing something in the background, but he's listening. Let me see if he has something to say on the matter before we give Dr. Danny to give resident PF some answers to what he just alluded to in this conversation. Mr. Jilenga, please, you have something to say, or you're still just listening in the background?
No, I'm just listening in on this issue.
Okay.
Yeah, but good points raised it all.
Oh, great. We love
Thank
that.
you.
Dr. Danny.
Mm-hmm.
Have you heard what the resident PS?
Yeah, it's part of politics. Eh? It's part of politics. The president, everywhere, the president, the leader of the government is blamed for what is going on in in the country. So it's part of politics everywhere. So that's why they join politics. They know that they will be blamed for things they would not even have heard about in the country, but things will be put on their heads. So it's just part of the game. That's what I would say. So to me, let's not quickly rush. I think I agree with you, Bachanda, but let's not quickly rush into making it a political thing other than individual type of judgment. In this case, this lady farmer thing should be looked at it. We should have started blaming her, not starting blaming her or HH. Because the people like the Chilufia or whatever, they went straight to HH. They never even mentioned about the lady. They went to start blaming HH and come on, guys. Why are we doing that?
Yeah, why are we doing that?
But that is the nature of the politics. Because you see, for me, that is where we must. Because that's why people do these wrong things. Sketching this is wrong because like to Arabure Makateka, even you see, but like we must be able to say, this is not define us. Such that you don't any banga mistake, as government secretary for Ministry of Labor Technology, I make a mistake or I am involved in corruption. What corrupt because PS over corrupt. It can't work like that, Madame. And you know, that separate abantu. We separate them wherever whoever is this, that's the person we owe. Both ruling and opposition, we talk about it. Because then, it will not work. It will not suffice because for us to stop people from corruption, people from committing crime, we must get you who is corrupt, and not to bring the entire people and entire group to say they are corrupt. And these are the things that you are going to see. If we are going to say, oh, it's part of the game, we will jump on it as opposition and say, that's why she was not arrested the other day. Not that there was investigations that were happening. We tell him to say, oh, HH was involved, that's why she was not arrested. Now, can you see that kind of politics? It doesn't help us. For me, but then I still insist that let's work together and even as a people, when the people get each other and not to throw everybody in one group. If we do that, people will learn that when you commit crime, you are on your own, not the president. Now, how do the president need to react to it? And he should not be reacting to everything. Like I said, he react to the things. I do not react to things like that. Someone posts about you, so you want to talk about it in text. At least you don't talk about it. People are going to condemn everything about you, the way you dress, the way you walk, the way you talk, the way your hair is formed. People will go after it, but do not respond. People will not. As leaders are not anytime. Don't respond to everything. We must be able to tell him, do not.
No, HH doesn't respond to everything.
What has he responded to now? What has he responded to now?
He
was talking about unity. I mean, when he was talking about unity, I think what response was that?
HH has not responded to Lungu's allegation that he wants Chitumbi.
Not Lungu.
People have been talking about, hey, he wants to do magic. He has never talked about it. HH has been blamed. Yeah. Every day, but PF they are saying HH wants Chitumbi. Every day, including you, He wants it
to do something else. I am giving a specific example which is responded to if it didn't happen. I am giving you that today. The president was responding to his shoes. Today, it is there online.
No, but the statement you made that he should not be responding to everything.
Yeah,
he doesn't respond to everything. The biggest accusation right now in the country about HH is that he wants to use for blackmail for his charms. And he has never responded. Everyone is saying that every day.
You are missing the bigger point of what I'm talking about. I am not saying that the president cannot respond to things that affect him. He can, but he cannot be responding to minor things, all the minor things. Baranda Pansapatuacha respond. Baranda Pamishishi respond. I'm giving examples that those things he must be able to be guided and be spoken to. No, by that no, you can. Yeah, if you think it's right to be responding
But
to.
what makes you think that he's not being given advice? What makes you think that he's not getting the advice? What makes you think that
Not
people are
written
not
judgment.
saying?
What makes me think that he's not being given advice? I think he has the capacity to listen to advice of people that will listen to him. Unless you tell me he's an individual who cannot be advised. But I think he has the right knowledge to be advised. That's why he has people around him. But when the people around him become too fearless, you stop to tell him what is wrong. They all start behaving like mad.
You know that statement, Bachanda, we have talked about it many times, you and me, where we say, you know, the PF and Tonse people, what the advice they give is like when they left office, it's like now the government doesn't have advisors. It's like, oh, they look at it as, oh, now that they left, nobody's there to advise the president. The president is properly advised. Every president has proper advisors. So this notion of saying, oh, he's not being advised. Oh, no, oh, they're not. No, the machinery is still there. It's only politicians that change. The real advisors are still there, you know. So we should not stop thinking. We should stop thinking that just because PF left office, the advisors of in the government are gone or the technocrats are gone.
This is about PF. I'm not a spokesperson for PF or Tonse. I'm giving my own opinion. You understand? So you don't like about PF number 9. You are bringing also, you see, that is what disturbs the conversation. Because now you go to a political party. Then me, I will come and say, oh, the UPND. You understand? Then I start now having a conversation on the UPND. But the thing that I'm saying, and Rakalinda asked me a question. What makes you think that the president is not being advised?
Yeah.
Then I'm answering the question in the way I'm saying it, because it's me who said it. I said the reason why I'm thinking like that is that if he's being advised, how does he become petty? Is it his choice that he must be petty even if he's advised? Then that is on him. You understand, Madam? If he's going to be advised and still be petty on talking about shoes, then we will take him on that pettiness and say, you are being petty. Why are you talking about shoes when you should be talking about what else, bigger things in terms of investment, agriculture, and other things? Why should you be talking about your shoes? Because someone is making fun of your shoes. Why should your shoes be an issue? Then we will discuss him on that point of view. So this is my view. So I'm not saying that the people that advise that they've gone or whatever. But then I start to question some of the things that come in, because I was part of the people that would be an advisor. And I'm like, if I'm an advisor, how can I allow this? Is it that the man cannot be advised? If he can't be advised that then he opens himself to having the conversation. Because even the person who posted that camera should say, oh my goodness, this guy is paying attention to the shoes. And anyway, if you think that makes sense, I'm wrong. I beg to be corrected, but that is how I feel.
Why shouldn't the president, talk about his shoes? If you people talk about his shoes,
imagine that's the point
I'm saying. He's only human. He is on Facebook too. Just in case people think he's not on Facebook.
Okay.
He sees all those things. So why can't he talk about the shoe? If I can talk about my Arsenal jersey, the president is also human.
That is the advice that we are going to say the president must. I respond in the way.
Why not?
We shall mock him more for the things that are like that, which we know that they are going to use it.
Because you guys only have to talk about his shoes. When we use, at least somebody we used to mock him about it. Somebody we used to mock him about his Jamison. He used to talk about his Jamison.
He never spoke about Jamison.
He spoke about it.
He never.
He did.
I'm telling you.
Guys, you live in an alternative universe.
Justify it. Okay, let's say we're
justify.
If we're talking about
saying a president is a human being. If we could know, we have a case of what is this case of the French president suing Candace Owens for insinuating that his wife is a man. So I mean, these people are only human. Why do we want to hold them into a god-like status? No, they're not. They're just like
No.
you and me.
Then if that be the case, then I rest my case. We'll be talking about him. You know,
Yeah. I mean, he's only human, and he would never answer anyway.
yeah, you know, and I'm happy when he answered about the shoes. I talk about using the next thing in a age of that. He's talking about what I
He
said
was
about
about
the
his
shoes.
shoes.
I'm happy I put numbers that way. You understand? I put numbers and they make money out of him to stupid things that don't add any value. Because this is what these people are doing. They will start something that doesn't add any value to him, knowing that he's going to respond. And if he wants to respond,
All right. Shall we move on? I mean, Maria Zalomes will get her day in court, and the police are still investigating, and the case is gonna go to court, and the court will decide. Shall we move on? Shall we move on from this? Because I knew we are gonna take forever to talk about Maria Zalomes. Now the next case. Okay. The next topic is about. I really don't think we should talk about the Lungu case, should we?
No, that's exhausted.
We are exhausted.
We're exhausted.
Yeah.
Let's just wait.
Let's just wait.
That is stale news.
my God,
That
We are exhausted. I'm also exhausted. We're exhausted about
that news is too stale.
We're exhausted.
Now, Ibola, that news is rotten now.
We're exhausted. Who wants to talk about Balungo's funeral?
And do you know that when Lungu will be buried, no one will be crying? Eh?
No, yes.
No, yes.
Yes, because we're exhausted.
People will just be actually laughing now. There's no more sorrow.
We shall not do the sana, so not do the sana, tukashika.
You will be dancing actually. It's no more a funeral now.
We are tired of talking about the Lungu funeral. Week in, week out.
Hey,
I mean, we should just gloss over it. We don't want to talk about Balungu and this. So that's
nothing.
Yeah, let's just welcome the mother. Let's just welcome the church mother body's direction of the government and the opposition, including us Zambians, to not talk about the Lungu's funeral.
That finally, by Batuke has realized what you could have done in Kazakhstan. Ukulecha won't say no calendar for a card. I wish you did that to Kalisa, never remember.
We are tired of, I mean, we are just exhausted. We are so tired. No, we are not talking about the Lungu funeral, but we welcome the church mother body's direction.
But the only comment I can make about it, it has really disadvantaged the opposition because all their energies are in Lungu's funeral. And now the elections are over the next week. And they still don't know what to do.
It's okay, but Daddy, we are okay with it.
All right. So now that we are talking about the opposition.
A minute ago, you said you are not PF.
Before the Chilo Chava room with Chilo Chava family, Chava PF. Chilo Chava room, it's a family thing.
You see, did you see the comment on Facebook when you posted that thing with the Lungu standing on the terraces of that?
Yes, I know. I saw the posting, and I know what
the comment was that. No wonder our boss was Lady Lasan.
that we started here with the comment. It is just one person, and that person I know him. I'm not going to mention him. I know him. We were together in college. That guy.
Oh, that Mwinga boy.
Yes, I know him, and I know he's not a very sharp guy upstairs. So, yeah. And I don't want. He's not yet to defend himself, so that's why I don't want to talk about
Ati
him.
mabosi barelila nomba. That's why
No,
nomba tabarelila nomba chaba kati.
Never understand mind but you see, now if a PS for 2 years, 28, 7 years, chula. Of Woody, he was thinking that child, human day chula, kwena bakalindela ngiphe umuntu la tontonkanya tubini. And that is to tell him. Sure, panel someone in Zambia who is still, I don't know, a still primary school teacher, is challenging me at today. How does that even? Can you think that that person is thinking straight?
There's no correlation there.
With the full benefits paid. How can you say that? You see, you are my friend, but you know. So my Danny, if you don't is not someone that has not sat down and ate in Chima. But that is his nature of attacking other people. So
all right, shall we talk about the directive from the Tonsa Alliance chairman or whatever he is now, given Mubinda's directive to all party operatives that whoever wants to vie for the post of president has to be
A PF member.
A PF member. And
that's
then
the beginning of Kafwafwa.
Yeah, and then Harry Calabar did respond to him. Do you think me?
How do you think?
Yeah, I mean, well, with the break, we can talk about Batons. Batons allows and the Kafafwa.
Kafwafwa na yamba.
But take Kafafwa again. Confusion upon confusion.
It will be one man race. It will be on the ballot alone.
It's a one-man horse race.
On the ballot box. Back to the Kaunda when we used to have Kaunda and the frog.
Yes.
Or Kaunda and the hoe.
Or when we used to say, there's a Kumulu Kaunda punch. That's what's happening.
That's where we are going.
That's where we are heading to. I mean,
these opposition guys are just disorganized. And someone wants to run away. I'm told someone is running very, very soon. Will be getting out of the country. I don't want to mention names.
Oh, Joe Malanji.
Yes.
I mean, that's what happened.
He's about to. No, he's in
South Africa, isn't he? Because I don't think he came back from that funeral. I mean, he went for some for the court case last month.
No, but the hearing was yesterday, the other day. It was on Thursday, Friday. Was he not in together with the former Treasury Secretary Bayamba?
He was.
After that hearing, he left.
Yeah, he never. I don't think he's back in Zambia yet because he sent.
So his friend Yamba was around.
Yeah, but he sent a court. I think there was a court hearing. Or a judgment on Thursday. I think it was Thursday. There was a judgment, but he sent a doctor's notice saying he was sick. He couldn't make it. Then
I don't know.
Then the judge then ordered that he needs to see the doctor who is treating him, because first off, he didn't know who Joe Malanji was, because what he was he was trying to make judgment on was on Joseph Malanji, not Joe Malanji.
Okay.
So the doctor has ordered the judge ordered for his doctor to be at the next hearing to explain the doctor's notice of absence for Joseph Malanji. I think, because remember 8 months ago, when I brought this story over about Malanji fleeing the country because of the court case, what did you guys tell me on here? What did you guys say? You said no, I should not be listening to sources, but my sources are very credible. When I bring a story, it comes from credible sources. So if Malanje has fled the country, I mean, I don't even know what to advise the Zambian government, because they should have seen this happening miles away.
So the thing about I also have credible sources, by the way. Malanji, Tasila, and Mundubire. 3 only. These are the 3 only funders. Only hope for PF to survive. Now, one funder is out. Possible funder. Tasila, he might die. Can't his father's money, her father's money. So we are remaining with the one guy, Mundubire, the only hope. Because everyone else in PF Tasila, they have no money. Zero. They are all broke like me and you. So these are the only 3 sources of income. These are the only 3 sources of income they had. Maranji, Tasila, Mundubire. So Mundubire is doing them well.
Hold on, Doc. Repeat that sentence. The rest of them, they're as broke as who? Go ahead, repeat that.
They as broke as Valuvin does no money. Banakachinda. Me and him are the same. You know? Our bank accounts cannot fund a political party. You know, we talk about to fund a political party, you need a minimum of $10 million US. Not US. So these are the 3 funders now running away. So Malanji out. Tasila might not come back to Zambia, but Tasila might stay in South Africa. Then they're remaining with one, Unduvire. So that's the only source now. They're all, but you are given Luvinda wants to talk, but Luvinda has no money. He's broke. He can't fund a political party. You know, you need to put your own personal money into the party for you to run it. So this is interesting. That's why it might be one-man race, you know. The money, the funders are disappearing one by one.
Oh my God, this is so funny.
Cool.
Wakazi.
Yeah, bring in Wakazia. Let's hear what he says.
When you stand up to kill democracy, and you are very happy about it. In time, and we're all under the current system that is there. The judiciary where you go, you can start. The police go. Everything, every institution in government is gone. Like that, actually, you have said it very well. Today, when I put it to that, no moon to chapter. And for me, I've told you, like I said, we never ate it. I don't see why we should remove him from power. I'll be the first one to say, like president. Because if we're going to say it's a man and he wins, why should he come and people to oppose him? Never be president. I'll be the first one to oppose them and say, the Zambians they've spoken. So let's give him chance to put a program here. Because you know it is interesting. And I'm not here that he starts to appease them like making like goats. Very soon, right now, the battle and the beating is on the opposition leaders. And like you're absolutely right. There is no one inside to attend. You know, find the confusion. You bring credibility until they are not seen as an alternative to HH. And when HH wins now, the Amukarafa has not to look for another person to take over. Us who support him to continue.
What do you mean that?
Let me ask you, my friend Chanda. One question.
I waited for you to finish. I waited for you to finish. Yes.
Okay.
So, even for me, I'm saying, if this is good for democracy, this behavior where you literally kill everything that is there to oppose you, and even when you make so many mistakes, people are pointing out, and yet you don't see anything wrong. I don't see once this position passes, it will turn into within UPND. The people that were opposed by HH, those that will not be adopted, because Jamula, what's the confusion within UPND? You will see the confusion once the adoption is there. But that one thing, they have been lined up when they are not adopted. Abantu like Abena Mulenga, but they are out. Nabambi out, but Jackie Mimi, support, but they are out. And
That's
then
Lungu's
you,
retiring.
I don't know. I'm telling you. So, Ngachakwe by such fund those that were very keen, and then they will be mistreated when they will oppose what is happening. Because at that point in time, Bakala is going to be. And that is the time we will be supporting the president, even when he does something that we say, no, he's right. He has a vision. Vision in 2050. At 2099, nothing. 2099. The case will have put for 2099. If you are planning that you from here, me personally, I will be pushing that agenda. So over 8 years, just win the next election. You have me in the book to support you to remain there. So if you make a mirror and yes, some founders they are running away, they're being beaten, and it is okay for you guys that are in there until they turn against you. Because PF and other opposition leaders would have been beaten to power to defend you. And when this internally that you say, there are Jews everywhere, corruption is there. You know about medicine, you know about procurement process here. You know about the Zesco being exported, power being exported. Even when Cornelius was saying by June, these things should have ended. You know all these things. But if they are not a problem, people shouldn't speak about them. Or it's just noise that is being made. Go ahead, guys. Enjoy when you're distracted. Let's have one man like you. So be it. Ask me a question like that.
Okay. Who destroyed PF?
Who destroyed PF? It's UPND. Who else? It's UPND who destroyed
Okay,
PF.
I've heard that's your answer. Let me give you my perspective.
Oh, you are giving me.
That's your answer, and I'm gonna give you my answer also.
Okay, you are asking me about my answer so that you can compare with yours.
Yes.
Okay, so what
Oh my God.
To me, Lungu, may he so rest in peace, destroyed PF. And the PF members, the ordinary PF members, allowed Lungu to destroy PF. This party PF was built a nice, strong, very, very good pro-poor people's party. When Lungu held on to that position of president of PF, he didn't want to let go. He didn't want to do. I know the opposition, the Tonse Alliance people are saying they are oh no, even HH didn't go for a convention. Can I finish?
All right, let's finish up.
Hey,
the difference between
I'm responding to that.
Yeah, can I finish? The difference between HH not going for a convention for a long time in UPND and the PF not going for a convention for a long time, and while they were just saying it's Lungu. Lungu, the constitutional court banned him. They said, no, he will still be Lungu. People, the courts of Zambia, the highest constitutional court, has said this guy cannot stand. And you are still insisting that if any Lungu 2026, Lungu. That destroyed the party. And I'm so sad to see this PF go, because PF was a very, very organized party. It was everywhere in Zambia, everywhere. On the grassroots, everywhere you go, there will be PF person down there. But that selfishness of one man called Lungu and the followers accepting it has killed the party. Has killed it. Because, to be honest, Lungu should have handed over the reins of power to somebody else, like officially to Lungu. Not waking up in the morning, Nakachinda, you're Secretary General. Oh, tomorrow, Rubinda, you are the Vice President, you are the acting president. He was making those decisions alone, without anybody, no consultation. And honestly, PF was killed. To me, PF was killed by a person called Lungu.
Let me respond to you, Adani. Banbakalinda, give me time to respond to Adani. Adani, you are absolutely wrong. You, President HH, financed the illegal convention and protected it. In the night, someone calls for on a day, Independence Day, against the constitution of the party. Mao Sampa is protected. In the night, they change the office orders. Mao Sampa is president of PF. No one went with him. He's manipulated in trying to destroy PF. He fails, he comes back to PF. You appoint Chavinga. People go to court and Chavinga is told there is nothing like that. The speaker refuses to endorse that. And then you come here and say, no, who destroyed the patriotic, you destroyed the PF? Who is financing Chavinga God? Which opposition leader in the whole wide world would stand on the podium and say, Imwe, who you opponent want to be such a good person? Who are you trying to fool? Now, and you're using a narrative that listens. The democratic process within PF has been overtaken by UPND through Chavinga. This is a person who is the president of a particular party who has to go and corrupt the judges in order to cleanse the age. And you today say, no, this. You cannot come and destroy this. Oh, you didn't go for this. No. How do you organize it? I'm just responding to that. Because these things are still there.
So PF got the 200,000 kwacha from candidates who wanted to be presidential candidates. But they are blaming UPND for getting those 200,000 kwachas.
You listen, you are giving the specifics, but you're not answering the things I'm raising. I am telling you why you destroyed PF and how you did it. And now you want to come
because Lungu got 200,000 kwacha from so many people and never went for the convention. He destroyed it.
It's a party that he got the money. That is not a person. The people he got money from are okay with getting the money from them. What did you have
Sampa wasn't good. He wasn't good with it. Sampa, that's why he went and said, I'm going to for a convention because I paid money.
He appeared with UPND, never having a convention for 23 years. Nobody ever did that. No one came and
said, there is a reason.
In conclusion.
Everything has a reason. You see, you even when talk about the reason.
The reason why we didn't have a convention because our president was so handedly funding our party, and we thank him for that.
And that is your reason.
In conclusion,
we're done. That you see, you have given a reason why you didn't do it. PF has a reason why they didn't do it, and it has none of the business as UPND why PF didn't do it. But you cannot come and impose a leader on PF. You can't do that in a democratic dispensation.
We didn't impose a leader on PF. PF imposed the leader on their own.
No, but shall we conclude?
Let's
conclude because let's just agree. Let's just agree to disagree. But I will maintain and say this. PF Bajihunya. You know what Bajihunya are?
Are they still there in Zambia? Those things I used to be scared of them.
Yeah.
I used to think they were the devil. They look very ugly.
The Yuhunyas are those ants. They'll eat everything else around them, and then once they are done, they eat themselves.
No, the Yuhunyas are those things which eat maize, fresh maize.
They eat every food around them. They can be in a kobo, they can be anywhere. But once they finish that, they'll eat themselves.
Oh.
Yes. Okay. That's their nature. So that is PF. PF are like you hunyas. You bring confusion, and after that, now you are just destroying yourselves because you are running like a headless chicken.
My poor lousy man, Mr. Rubinda, I pity him.
I mean, I'm just giving my 2 cents, and I've only spoken for 30 seconds.
UPNB, they behind the finger and people that they've hidden, they're not seeing.
Well, Zambians will speak on 12th August. And the wheels are turning.
Me, I
and they
have
are
told you.
turning as fast, like I said.
You see,
And I repeat, PF Abaji Hunyas. Baji Hunya. All right. And now we get to a segment I love so much. And this is a rant. So who wants to go on the rant first?
Let Chandagazia go first.
But before Chandagazia goes, can I just train my vocal cords? No London forever.
Week two.
Whatever the
Week
weather,
week two.
these streets are
Week
right,
two.
and my heart
Come
will
week 36, you'll be
never.
crying. Ah no, we just this week 36. Week two,
Anyway, who wants to go with their rant? I was just training my vocals. I'm going to church.
Wow.
Go ahead.
So
Who
for
wants to
me,
start with it? Who wants to start with the rant?
well, Chanda can start. Let me think about my rant because my rants are very.
Anyway, let me bring in Raji Berenga. I know he was listening in the background. We have gotten to a segment called rant where you just speak to
Whatever.
whatever you want to speak to. It may be on any topic. It doesn't have to, restrict to what we talked about today. So if you have anything to say on the rant, Mr. Jibelenga, please come in before I let these two gentlemen do their runs, because their runs are going to stretch another hour. But I want to allow you some minutes to talk.
By the way,
No,
Mr. Jibelenga is in Zambia.
He's
no,
in
no, I'm
Texas.
in Texas.
Okay, oh, he's a cowboy. Okay,
Yes.
all right.
Yeah. No, it was very nice discussion here, both Mr. Danny, Takazia. It was nice hearing your contributions, and I'll let them do the rant. Yeah.
All right then. All right. Have you decided who wants to go first on the run?
Okay, me. Let me
All
start.
right. Go, dog. Go. Pick it up,
First,
dog.
first of all, as I said in the beginning, when I heard that MP being rejected by his own people, that we don't know this guy. Who is he? We don't know. So for me, which means he spent most of his time at Parliament Motel or whatever, I
Mhm.
want that thing closed. That thing should be closed. And there are so many, I don't want to call them unethical things that take place in that motel. I've been there once myself and I saw it with my own eyes. Parliamentarians are misbehaving in that parliament, in the motel. A lot. There's so much bad things going on in there. And I think
Man,
as our president should listen to this. We don't need that. We don't need that. Let them stay, or let them be given 200 kwacha per night to stay in a Airbnb somewhere. But let's close that place because everyone knows that Parliament Motel is a Sodom and Gomorrah. Honestly,
Oh,
our 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 parliamentarians are they are doing those things every day, and we are putting the blood. It's time for us to speak up, Zambians. The Parliament Motel is heaven for sin. God will come and destroy Zambia. They'll start with Parliament Motel. So please, let's stop. We know our parliamentarians what they're doing there. It's wrong. Everything they do while they are there, there's nothing wrong. They don't discuss national developmental issues. Nothing. They are talking about dirty stuff. So please, let's as Zambians stand up for demolition or closure of Parliament Motel because it's a place where that's why these parliamentarians are not staying in Katete. They are there in Lusaka all the time because of what they do in Parliament Motel. I'm telling you, this is the truth, and everyone knows this. Every Zambian knows this. Why are we giving it a blind eye? These guys are not in their constituencies because of that motel. They come, they leave their wives in Katete, they come in Lusaka, their 5, 7, 10 girlfriends. It's the truth. It's happening. So why are we shouldn't beat about the bush. There's a lot going on in that Parliament motel. And we have to get our standards, our high for our leaders, that thing should be closed. Secondly, We need to fire the football coach. He has to go. Men's football senior team coach has to go, the so-called Grant. Okay? He's doing nothing. He's not qualified to run our national team. After all, I was listening to the Chelsea old folks. I don't know how many of you are listened to that. The retired Chelsea players. They were talking about him. They were making fun of him. They said, "Oh my God, that was the worst coach we've ever had as Chelsea. Do you remember that? You didn't even know what?" They were discussing him. And this is the guy we're calling our national coach. Come on, we don't need that. Let's get rid of him. He's not doing us justice for our men's team. He's not fit for that position. Okay. The next thing I want to encourage our government is let's emulate Botswana. The new guy in Botswana is our next door neighbor. He came and shared some things openly to our president, openly to say this is what's bringing Africa down. And one of the things he talked about was the red tape in government systems. He said he has cut down. Imagine a contract in Botswana today takes 4 days. Contract from bidding to end of a contract, 4 days. Within a week, someone will be given a job to do the work, government job. It used to take 5 years in Botswana. 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
He came and said when he went in office,
Right.
the bureaucracy to give a contract to build a bridge or a road, it used to take 5 years. Minimum.
Say it loud, Doc. Say it louder.
Okay. He came and shared that on the platform with our president. That guy in Botswana is real. Him and, by the way, they went to the same military academy with the Burkina Faso. Huh? They are the same military boys. So they are these leaders, the new leaders, the crop of leaders in Africa, they are really, really good. So let's learn from there. Let's stop these bureaucratic red tapes in government institutions. They are just breeding corruption and inefficiency. Let's cut down on these things. Me, I experienced it. It took 3 years for me to get my title deed for my land in Zambia. I didn't bribe anybody, but I followed the whole process, and that's why it took that long. My sisters told me if we bribed somebody, it would have taken maybe 6 months, 7 months. But because we followed the procedure, that's why it took 3 years. So bureaucracy in the government should be cut down. That's my rant. Thank you.
Beautiful. My resident PS, what's your rant for the week?
My rant, there are 4 things to rant on. Number one is
we are here for them.
Yes, we are here for them. Number one is that in the same breath that the Botswana president was talking about all the things red tape, he also did something that is very remarkable. Recognition and respect for former heads of state. Even they didn't see eye to eye, but he recognized the former head of state and commanded the entire country to give him the respect that he deserves.
Just like HH did. Thank you.
I don't think so. He never did that. He was never recognized. He was never, when people were going after him, he was never protected. He was left on his own. Others called him with names. They insulted him. The provincial chairperson for Northwestern Province, Bruce Tanima, even wanted to circumcise him using where people do. No comment came from the entire UPND and the government to dissociate itself from that. No any rebuke came out of it. Nothing to date. The other guy was insulting him, talking about how his mother should have whatever, touched whatever. Nothing happened. He's still free. People have called the other guy who is good at whatever. He is there calling at a frozen fish. Nothing. It has been quiet to date. No one even talks about it. They are roaming the street and having the fun of it. The minister dancing to Akatumbi, nothing has happened. He's still there enjoying himself. That's my first
contract.
Contract. This is one of the good things that is there. The people that insult
all right, let's do this. Go ahead with the rant, please. Let's finish.
Then number 2, the president should not be talking about people. We are tired of that. If he starts talking about it, then it's like there's something to hide about it. Every time he has a press conference about that, he's telling how people went to his office and crying without, as if State House has no protocol. That is bad. He shouldn't be talking about Chipo Mwanawasa. He already made the clarity a long time ago. He's going to go back and be talking about that. He should move on. People are going to accuse him even for bigger things, and he must have a bigger heart not to do that. Number three, he shouldn't be talking about his shoes. There's no need when people start looking up. In fact, his life, he found who was that partner of yours, the one you were talking, who used to, Roy Clark. Roy Clark used to make cartoons about his presidents. And trying to respond to it would never ever stop. In fact, you kind of multiply. The moment you respond to that, you are calling for more people to make fun of you, Mr. President. Do not respond to that. Three.
No, four.
Four. The fourth one, national service. There is no need for the president to be talking about his son in public. There's no need to say, "Oh, I wanted to do this," because what he's saying is that variance with his team. Hamasaka said something else. Tabo Kawana and the other thing said something else. The army general says something. The president comes and tells us something else. It is making him look bad, and that is why, if they are not telling him, Your Excellency, I'm here to tell you that those things are just not helping you in terms of how people look at you and the things you can respond to. These big time praise worshippers, that they never say when you are wrong because they don't want to offend you. They'll be there praising you right now. Once you leave office, you are the first one to jump off. And this time you are going to be on your own with the family. So do not buy the praises that you might be getting, both online and those people that stay in State House. People like Max Muwe. Max Muwe must be able to get toned down and get to a point where he has to be in reality check. Not just wake up and defend the president on anything. If he doesn't have things to say, he just keeps quiet. On Mangala Zoromis, on Maria Zoromis, he made the fuss out of it. So that is my rant for the day. I have touched the moon.
Finally. On that note, for me, I have no rant as always. So, my rant is in the song, so that's done. I guess until we meet next week, it's been a lovely afternoon, and it's North London forever. Keep the faith. Till next week. Bye.